So we have yet another case where there has been a dispute between a man and a woman. They're in a relationship together, and obviously it has turned deadly. We are going to get into this, but before we do so, do not forget to leave a comment down below. Also like and subscribe and hit the thanks button as well. Now let's get into it. It says St. Louis mom's ex-boyfriend admitted to killing her after he's found in her blood-stained SUV. Marquisha Williams' family reported her missing on December 20th. Her relatives told detectives she was last seen with Trenton Ivy, her ex-boyfriend, in her Jeep Compass. 2 days after Williams disappeared, Ivy, the ex-boyfriend, was arrested in Racine, Wisconsin on charges of resisting an officer, fleeing an officer in a vehicle, and using a dangerous weapon. Authorities said that he was in Williams's vehicle and that there was blood and biological material in the Jeep as well as her personal belongings. Williams's body was found by Illinois State Police. In an interview with Racine Police, Ivy admitted to killing Williams in St. Louis. The defendant further admitted to having a physical altercation with Williams, which resulted in her death. He then admitted to disposing of her body in an unknown location. Williams, 29, was the mother of 4 children. I have a little bit more, but before I get into this, why is it that, okay, I have an altercation with you, whatever it is that you guys are bickering about, whatever. Oh, you're not taking care of the kids, you're not, holding up your weight, whatever, it doesn't matter. Why is it that the first thing to do is like, okay, but I gotta go and kill you now? Why? Why is it that that's what you immediately are trying to do? Why do you always have to go and get aggressive? Why do you always have to go and get violent? Just be like, you know what? This ain't working, or, you know what? Let's agree to disagree and keep it moving. We could go and discuss this at a later time. Why is it that you have to be like, oh, well, I'm mad, so I just got to go and kill you? There's no other, I feel like there should be other things before we get to that point. Like, okay, well, what can we do to de-escalate the situation? Well, I got to kill her. No, what can we do to de-escalate the situation? Well, what is your problem? I'm mad about XYZ. Well, what is your problem? I'm mad about XYZ. Well, let's see if we could kind of combine some ideas so we could figure out a solution, problem solve it. Why is it that it's from 0 to 100? There's no in between at all. I don't get that, and if you would have had better communication skills, better problem solving skills for whatever the bickering situation was, we would not have the situation that we have today because y'all would have already found a common ground. But let's continue. On the day Williams disappeared, security footage video showed Williams and Ivy dropping off their 2-year-old son at a daycare center. The pair had broken up this year and were trying to co-parent, she said. The family became suspicious when Williams failed to pick up her children. Ivy, 31 years old, is being held at a Racine County jail. He is facing first-degree murder charge in St. Louis County. Wow. All and for what? Like, what were you really bickering about? That's the thing. You listen to these people, and this goes for just your average everyday person to stuff that is on the news. It's like, what are y'all mad about? Well, he said I was ugly. What? Or why did you go and kill this lady? Because she didn't want to give me her number. What? That's worth losing possibly your life, but especially your freedom over? Because a woman rejected you? A man rejected you? So now I was like, oh, well, I can't. What? That's insane to me. You see that plenty of times. You have men who will go and stab women because they didn't give them their number. That's why you got a lot of females, myself included, who would give out phony baloney numbers or be like, well, I could just, here's my Instagram or something. And then you go ahead and block them later on. You know what I mean? That's the thing, because people don't know how to react to certain situations anymore. It used to be a time where it's like, nah, I don't want to do that. Okay, whatever. And then, well, I'm too good for you anyways. Whatever. That's what you got to do. Fine. But this whole, oh, well, I just got to kill you now because we have a disagreement, whether you know the person or not. There's a, I did a story about a domestic violence situation. A lady, she had, she called the police because he wouldn't leave. And it's like, well, just leave. The police would never have been called if he would have just left. And now this woman's dead. There's a whole story to that. But in that situation, I was like, well, why not just leave? Why do we have to bicker back and forth? If we can't come to a common ground, let's save it for another day. For me, I'm like, I don't have time to argue. I don't have time for drama. For me personally, I don't do that. I'm not going to sit up here arguing with you. I'm not going to sit up here trying to, have some kind of beef and do all this other stuff. I'm the kind of person, not necessarily you like me or you're not, but you could be in between with me, but I'm not going out of my way. You know what I mean? To make you like me or not. So, but that's the thing. It's like, why can't we just find a common ground? Why is it that you just got to get mad to the point where it's like, okay, well, I got to commit violence. And it's like, well, I'm sure there's other steps that you could have taken before you just was like, okay, I got to go and commit some other stuff. You know what I mean? You dropped your daughter off. Now you're like, oh, well, I'm mad because even if it's a cheating thing on either part, because we don't know what they're bickering about. But even if it's something like, oh, you cheat on me, well, why is it that you can't just be like, I mean, it's not like y'all 18, okay? It's like, well, why can't y'all just be like, you know what? Okay, I'm done with you. I'm not going to go and, sabotage, or I'm not going to go out here and, try to, break your window in or anything like that. You know what? I'll just leave you be. Why can't we just do that? It didn't work. Okay, let's keep it moving. We got a kid. Let's try to co-parent and be in this kid's life, both of us. And let's just keep it moving. Why is it that we have to keep resorting to violence for stuff that could have been resolved in a couple minutes conversation? But that's just me. Let me know what you all think. Let me know if you all think, what could be done in these kind of situations that maybe I haven't said, or maybe you want to elaborate on further. Let me know down below.